Davy helps him escape by making the whale sneeze, and Letty is safely launched out. Back on the ice, Letty tries to catch a seal but gives up when the seal gives him a sad look. Suddenly, the seal turns into Dearia, who reveals this was all a test to see if Letty could survive in the North Pole. Later, Letty's egg hatches into a bird-like creature that calls him Papa, even though Letty insists it's not his kid. The next day, Dearia teleports Letty to a warmer place with communal housing. Letty's bird, Pip, pops out of his pouch and calls him Papa again. Frustrated, Letty tells Dearia he's not the father. Dearia explains that sometimes creatures imprint on the first person they see, which is why Pip thinks Letty is his dad. Dearia then tells Letty a story about an explorer who found a baby bird. The bird stayed with the explorer until the explorer passed away, and the bird, not understanding death, stayed by his body. The story scares Letty, but he decides to raise Pip anyway. Dearia informs him that Pip belongs to a powerful bird family that can summon blizzards when they're adults. Feeling unsure about being a parent, Letty decides to find a better home for Pip. Dearia shows him an apartment owned by a pair of conjoined creatures, but they can't adopt Pip due to noise restrictions. After several failed attempts to find Pip a new home, Dearia tells Letty that maybe he should just keep Pip. Letty agrees after he bravely protects Pip and some bear cubs from a monster. As they continue their journey, Letty complains about being broke, having spent all his money. Dearia suggests they visit a trade market to earn some cash. Though nervous around all the humans, Letty follows along. Dearia helps him get a job, but Letty struggles at everything he tries. Eventually, Dearia suggests Letty offer his services as a dragon to people who want to pretend they summoned a dragon. Letty agrees and makes some money. One day, Letty helps a shady man and ends up captured. He tells Pip to escape, but Pip motivates Letty to fight back. They manage to break free with the help of a kind monster named Steve. Steve shows Letty around the prison, which turns out to have luxuries like a jacuzzi and a gym. Though it's not bad, Letty still dreams of freedom. Letty is forced into an arena fight against skeletons, but accidentally wins by hitting them with his tail. Back in the dungeon, Steve tells him that all the fights are scripted for entertainment. Days pass, and Letty begins to miss Dearia. Eventually, the jailers announce that the Margrave has died, and they plan to execute all the prisoners. Just as things seem hopeless, Dearia shows up and saves them all with a sleeping spell. After escaping, Letty, Dearia, and Pip continue their travels. Letty learns more about Daria's past, like how he apprenticed under a giant serpent and built his own house. Along the way, Pip meets a leprechaun who needs help. Pip helps him and his friends steal a shoe to live in, but Letty scolds him for wandering off. As their journey goes on, Letty realizes he's grown attached to Pip. Though life is hard, he's determined to take care of his new son. Meanwhile, Dara tries to get away by convincing Vanny that he's not the Demon Lord, but Vanny doesn't give up and asks Dua for help. When Dua looks at Vanny closely, he realizes Vanny is the black dragon with a bounty on his head. After bragging about his powers, Vanny begs Dara to help him find a house, but Dara jokes that Vanny should ask a real estate agent instead. This makes Vanny mad, and he accuses Dara of being rude, even though he tried to ask nicely. Dara doesn't care about Vanny's attitude and tells him that begging isn't the best way to ask for help. Vanny then switches tactics and rolls on the ground, begging for help again. Seeing this mighty dragon embarrass himself makes Dara cringe. Out of nowhere, Jormungandr shows up and asks Dara to help Vanny, saying he came specifically to ask for his help. To move the story along, Dara reluctantly agrees. They arrive at Kerr Fortress, also known as the Hero Guild Fortress. Dara asks Vanny why he needs a house there. Vanny says he can't magically create a house like a true demon lord, so he plans to take over a human's house. Dara doesn't like the idea and tries to leave, but Vanny threatens to tell their teacher if Dara doesn't help. Reluctantly, Dara agrees and sneaks into the guild with Vanny. When people see them, they panic and try to escape. Vanny announces that he may be a villain, but he has morals. He tells all the pretty girls to leave, and then burns the ugly ones and men with receding hairlines using his flames. Afterward, the heroes try to fight back, but Theus uses his magic to stop them, and Vanny cheers him on. Vanny then proudly reveals that he's the Demon Lord, which terrifies the heroes because they thought the Demon Lord was a thing of the past.